What's up, guys? Kila here. So, you guys probably haven't noticed because I've had a backlog of games to use for Call of Duty, but I've taken a little break and I started playing War Thunder. No, but really, I started playing War Thunder and I actually really enjoy it. It's a really good game. I wanted to kind of give you guys my first impressions of the game since I'm a noob and I don't know many people that play the game. I know there's a large fan base for it, but not a lot of people play it that I know. So I wanted to give you guys a perspective from a noob who's new to the game, who's never played, and is slowly ranking himself up. So we're going to start off with, obviously, the pros. What's good about the game? First off, and most importantly, the game is free to play. You have to keep that in mind with this game. It's free to play. You don't pay anything to play. But just because the game is free doesn't mean that it's necessarily not pay to win. But we'll get into that at the cons list. I've put in about 10 hours, 12 hours of gameplay into this game. I've played tanks, I've played airplanes, and I've played naval. So for all you guys that are asking, "Oh, Killer, why are you talking about this game? You haven't even played it." Well, I played it a little bit, okay? I've tiered up a little bit. I've got up to different tiers in the game. I've unlocked stuff. I've maxed out certain planes, boats, and tanks. So, consequently, in my opinion, I think I have a right to give an opinion on this game. So, first and foremost, like I said earlier, it's free to play. The graphics. I'm playing it on the Xbox Series S. I've also seen it played on PC, and I believe it's on PlayStation. The graphics look amazing. While the background graphics like houses, trees, the ground, clouds, that kind of stuff aren't the highest graphics, the actual planes, tanks, boats, they all look historically accurate in my opinion. I'm no history buff that's, has a degree in history or anything like that, but they do look really good. There are a couple exceptions in the tank category that seem like they're kind of like, I guess you could say, copy and paste, but for the most part, everything looks pretty good. Coming into the game as a noob, I was scared that I was going to be put in the lobbies with people that were way higher skill than me. Like, I'd have this, World War II plane, and I'd be fighting against people with jet fighters from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, whatever you want to call it. But it didn't seem like it was the case. Whatever plane you have, whatever boat, tank, you're kind of fighting in the era that that vehicle is from. So that's nice. Also, I was scared that people that paid a lot of money for this game, that no-life the game or they really like the game, would have a huge advantage over me, which isn't really true. It doesn't really matter how amazing a vehicle you have. It's more of the skill that you have with that vehicle. The best way that I could probably equate it would be like chess, right? You could have a queen and a pawn going against each other, but the pawn can still beat the queen just because the person controlling the pawn knows what they're doing more than the person with the queen. Kind of a weird analogy, but you get the point. The point is that if you don't have the strategy, you're not going to win the game. If you don't know how to do dogfights or how to position yourself in tanks and naval, you're not going to just win because you have the higher skill vehicle. And it also comes into account that whatever stats that your vehicle has, whether it's really fast or it's very accurate or it's really durable, you have to know those different attributes of your vehicle and kind of play off of those if you want to be really good at the game. I don't know if this is because I'm coming from COD or I just have some kind of weird fear of cheaters, but I haven't really seen them here. I haven't seen anything here that makes me feel like, wow, that guy killed me really unfair. There's no way that he could have did that. There's no human way that they could have aimed at me like that. All of it seems pretty realistic. And that's really important to me. Coming from COD, I just can't stand how often I get killed by hackers, cheaters, whatever you want to call it. It's super annoying. And to play a game where I don't feel like I have to compete against people with hacks or cheats or walls or anything like that, it's really refreshing. Alright, so this game is a grind type game. You're going to grind to get the things that you want. You're going to have to grind to move up in tiers and get better planes I'm pretty sure if you've ever looked up this game, you've seen jets, you've seen Abrams tanks, you've seen, you know, huge destroyers or dreadnoughts. You have to grind up to that. You don't automatically just get it. And that's one thing that I really like about the game. I don't want all this stuff given to me for free. I kind of want to work for it and have to learn along the way. Otherwise, it's not even really worth it, right? If you just get a jet and you don't even know how to use it, or you don't know any of the tactics to use it because you've never played, it defeats the purpose. Coming up from a plane that's really slow, that can only go, you know, 200 kilometers an hour, it's so much better getting up to that jet and being able to fly super fast, but also knowing what I can and can't do. And lastly, for the pros, there's an arcade mode and a realistic mode. So for all the different types of vehicles in the game, you can play arcade. So if you want to just relax and just play the game, you can in arcade. If you want to go more hardcore and you want to play, you know, more realistic, you can do that. And it reminds me a lot of COD, because you can play regular core matches, basically, what I would say, where it's a little easier. You know, you can see here that they have like a little bit of an aiming assist. If you aim for that little tiny circle with your crosshair, you'll be able to shoot the plane. But if you play in hardcore, or, you know, the realism mode, you'll have nothing there, and it's just based on your skill, which is really cool. It's almost like a ranked and unranked system. It's really refreshing that if I come home from work and want to just play, I can do so. If I want to actually try and grind and really hone my craft, I can do that. Alright, moving on to the cons. Is this game pay to win? Yes and no. The game has different ways that you can pay money to get, you know, like extra RP or extra cash or other things in the game, like premium time. You can pay for premium time. It'll be a certain amount of money that you would pay for a certain amount of time that you get extra RP and extra cash, extra experience, and with that time, you basically gain, I'd say, almost double or double what you would normally earn without it. So yes, it grinds you up so that you can get higher stuff if you really want to get it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win the game. It just means that you're going to get different vehicles and move up. I personally did it because I wanted to kind of move forward a little quicker once I felt I got to a dead spot. But I didn't do that until I reached like 7 or 8 hours of playtime in the game. And it was to level up all my different stuff, like my tanks, my planes, and my boats, not just my planes. The next con that I have for the game would probably be the user interface. So because I'm new to the game, I've never played the game before, coming into it, I had no clue what I was doing. I had to look up maybe 5 to 7 YouTube videos on how to play this game as a beginner. Shout out to those YouTubers that are making, you know, content for this game and all the different stuff that a new person would need, because without that, I would have been kind of lost. Different settings that you'd want to change just for your personal preference are so hard to adjust in the menu. Like, and then on top of that, trying to understand what different attributes for your planes, your boats, your tanks, what they actually do, that's a whole different level. Like, understanding what armor piercing, non-armor piercing, you know, anti-air freaking stuff, all these different stuff that they have there, it doesn't really explain to you exactly what it does. But other than that, for the most part, the game is super fun. Like, that's really the only cons that I have for the game, is just not understanding it that well from the beginning. And I'm pretty sure if I looked at enough YouTube videos, or if you guys looked at enough YouTube videos, you would understand it really well off the bat. So my recommendation for this game, yes, I'd rate it an 8 out of 10, especially because it's a free game. If you really want to get into the game, look up a couple YouTube videos other than this one after this video, get some more information, and go for it. It's really fun. You have nothing to lose. It's just free. You have nothing to lose from it. So you can see right here where it says with premium, without premium. See how it's basically like double the points? And that's what I meant there by the pay to win. Just keep in mind that these are all my opinions coming to this game as a noob. I'm not experienced in this game. I haven't played it very long, so everyone that's been playing it long that's watching this video, you can basically disregard a lot of it because I'm sure you know more than I do. But with that being said, thanks for coming by and watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you got something from it, if you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you can know every time that I post. Share this video with a friend. I don't look for money. I don't look for any kind of monetization. All I like is helping you guys and showing you guys what's out there. So with that being said, have a great one, guys. I'll see you on the next one.